Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a veryYABAI podcast. I'm joined by Tane Tenshi
Hello there, how's it going?
and Imu Lapis.
Hi everyone, what's up?
Okay, so for this podcast, let's talk about what we've done in the last couple weeks. Again, Imu, let's hear it. What have you done in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah. Not too much things. I think very weird that August passed very quickly for me. I did my re-debut like two weeks ago, I think, and it was really fun. So now I'm just working towards preparing for like anime conventions because I got into a few. I drew some emotes and I'm gonna try to play some new games. Yeah. Nothing
Oh
too
my
crazy.
gosh. You did so much in August, like no wonder it went
What?
by so quickly.
Are you sure?
I feel like August was so
Yes.
busy for everybody almost. Tane, what have
Yeah.
you been doing the last couple weeks?
I've been playing some different games. I played this one game called Road 96 and it's rather interesting. You know what? I don't want to talk about it too much though because there was an interesting part in the game for what happens to like your character. And I don't know if it would ruin it for some people, but let's just say it took a very different turn than what I was expecting. And something else that I was doing, this is a little bit more on my own time. I was watching things called unfiction, so kind of like ARGs. I guess what that means is like on YouTube, there's people who create stories, and it's kind of like metafiction. Kind of like that thing where it was like early YouTube, like that Lonely Girl 15 or something like what it was called. So you actually thought that something was actually happening to the people, but they're actually playing like characters and it's like a whole everyone's acting kind of thing.
What?
It's really interesting.
Jeez, that's
I'm so confused.
I can give an example of one that I was watching if you want.
Yes, please.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So for example, there's this one that I was watching called Alan Tutorials. Basically, he's like a very inept guy. He may be having like some problems, but he's like, hey, YouTube, here's like a new tutorial, but it's something just like absolutely like useless. And they're only like maybe like 1 to 3 minute videos. But every time he makes a new tutorial, like there's something going on in like the overarching story. So you have to really watch the videos carefully to see what's happening in his life. And it spirals down really far.
Ooh. Sounds really cool. 'Cause, like,
Hmm.
I feel like anytime people mention fan fiction, I just think of like dojins. Like real life
Yeah.
fan fiction. I'm like, whoa, people do this. Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like in real life fan fiction, basically. And it's there's like another one I was watching too called like I Am Sophie, and I think they hit the nose maybe or they hit the nail like really hard because or they were very on the nose because everyone thought it was a parody or it was satire immediately. So I think for them it wasn't as believable. But the Alan tutorial one from like many years ago on YouTube, everyone thought that was like an actual guy. And people were like concerned for him and everything.
Oh my god.
You know who's done a lot of videos kind of like that is Markiplier. I've never actually watched one all the way through, but I know he likes to do those kind of I don't know, interactive type of videos where like it seems like something's going on beyond like what's on screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
It's just really interesting because like you think maybe that person is actually real, but then later it's like, oh no, this is like a story that they're trying to like do through like separate YouTube videos.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I didn't know unfiction was like another term. I was familiar with like ARGs, which is like alternate reality games, because sometimes people do those on like forums and stuff, but yeah.
A good example of that was there was a game called Oxenfree that came out, oh god, it's been a while, like 5 years ago or something. That also had like a tie-in with real life events. So the developer would like mention a coordinate and then like not directly, but like kind of hint at it in the game, and then people would go to that place and like find things and like stuff like that. It's always kind of neat when there's like a tie-in like that to a piece of media.
I think I'm familiar with that. I guess it's kind of similar to like geocaching in a way.
Kind of like all of those activities kind of share, I guess, a similar like fan base of people who are trying to solve like riddles and find things and stuff. So I guess there could be crossover.
Yeah. The funny thing that I was deep diving a little bit more into I Am Sophie. Apparently one of the videos was way too, I guess, graphic for YouTube. So one of them was actually taken down and people were trying to see, well, what the heck was happening in this part of the story because, I guess YouTube's
Whoa.
terms of service kind of thing.
Hmm.
hmm
Well, my week or last couple weeks was also a little bit interesting. My birthday just happened, and I had my birthday subathon, and that was a lot of fun.
Happy
Mhm.
Happy
birthday.
birthday! I know you liked sushi, right?
I know,
You
I
had
love
such
sushi.
a nice
Oh, Crunch loves sushi. He loves
Mm.
being force-fed sushi.
Right, you saw my tweets. I
Aw.
love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was fun. And then the podcast, obviously, the debut happened, and we were all very nervous. I think, especially when we recorded it at the time. But I think that went well. I think most people who were listening to it at the time, were interested in enjoying it. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I saw that there was like a lot of good response and everything. Got some like nice messages and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, you guys should. Everyone should follow. Check it out.
Yeah, everybody hit that subscribe button, like that
Point
video,
gun.
ring that bell, comment your favorite thing in the YouTube comments.
Besides that, I've just been kind of playing the same simulator games like we were talking about last time. This time though, I got around to playing lawn mowing sim on my birthday stream. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I don't know why. It's just really enjoyable doing menial tasks in video games.
Yeah, but
It
it's in
looked-
video games,
Yeah, it's
not
true.
IRL, man.
Right. I didn't.
It looked really relaxing. Like you were having a great time.
Well, it's great because like you don't have to go outside and get sunburnt and be all sweaty. You get to stay inside, sit down, and be AC'd. It's nice.
Oh my god, that's true. I forgot the IRL weather mod,
Mhm.
the outside weather mod.
Oh, actually, you know what, Crunch? I remember you were saying you were thinking about playing train games and then they have so many mods.
Yeah, that's the next simulation game. So apparently, at some point, I picked up Train Simulator 2021, I think. A game which has like tens of thousands of dollars worth of DLC. I'm not gonna go crazy and buy all of it, but I don't know. I don't know when I bought it. Their Steam sales happen, and I just acquire games.
Oh my god.
It's like I'm not realizing that I'm clicking add to cart, and it just ends up there. So apparently I have that. I'm gonna try it. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I think Crunch has like maybe like Emu's equivalent, but like gotcha games, but for Steam, and then he doesn't touch.
Oh. Oh my god, you're like the type where you start new games for the login bonus and then you just stop.
Oh, I do that all
Like
the
you
time.
get it.
I do that all the time. Did you
I think
did you play
Oh.
anything new in the last couple weeks, Emu? What have you been playing?
let me think.
Sorry.
Crap, I don't think no, it's okay. I don't think I've played anything new, but today I'm trying out Hades for the first time. So I'm very excited. A lot of people told me Hades is really fun, so I'm looking forward to dying a lot, I guess.
Oh, I'm looking forward to like when you play it too, because like watching other people play Hades, like the artwork looks amazing. The story like looks really fascinating too, and the best part is that you can romance so many characters.
Yeah, I heard from a friend you can have like orgies and stuff. Like, whoa, those Greek people want to fuck.
Oh, I didn't know about the
sure.
orgy part. Okay, I'm way more excited now.
Oh yeah. It reminds me of God of War. Like I've watched gameplay of that, and like I know he the bitches and Witcher too. I know Tanya's played Witcher. There's a lot of
True.
sex, right?
Oh yeah, there's so much sex in Witcher.
God
Oh
of
my
War.
gosh.
God of War is a game I haven't picked up, but yeah, like every God of War game starts with him like in a bed with like 10 women. I know that.
Well, you have to feel like a Chad at the beginning. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And then he immediately goes from like banging all these chicks to just slaying gods in the matter
Bang
of seconds.
monsters.
Yeah, banging monsters. Oh God. um. So I would like to talk about our first anime and gaming convention experiences this podcast, because I thought that would be a neat thing to talk about. Emu, do you want to start? What was your first convention?
Sure. I'm from California, and there's a lot of conventions, way more than like other states. Like usually for a lot of states, there's usually like only like one or two big ones, but California, there's a lot. I started off with this one convention. It's called Pacific Media Expo. I don't know if anyone heard about it. It's like pretty small, and I think it's mostly focused on like J rocker culture, but
Oh,
um
wow.
yeah. So not like super anime. I guess it's like Lolita or like J rock, but I think it's super niche, so it's not like very popular. But that was like my first smallish con experience. But I am in the area where Anime Expo happens every year, besides of COVID canceling it. But um I would say like Anime Expo would be like the bigger one that I attend, and yeah, it's pretty fun. It's really nice. I feel like I can talk a lot about this, but there's like, cons. The culture is a little bit from different from like Japanese comic. Tani and Crunch knows about that more than me, but like there's like a lot of people. There's the hall to buy like merchandise for Anime Expo is so big you can't see the end of the room basically. There's panels. Anime Expo is usually like the con that gets the best guest of honors that come by, and if you're really into like anime or voice actors or idols too, sometimes they go. But for me, I mostly just do like artist alley. Yeah. I sell anime boobs to people.
Yum,
Yeah,
yum, yum,
yeah,
yum, yum. So you were saying that one, it was like more focused on like
yeah.
Gothic Lolita and like J Rock and stuff. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. Mm, I think it's like the only one that has that like has those things, because most of the time anime cons are like mostly focused on anime, but PMX, I've seen a lot of like more like Lolita or J Rock cosplayer people, and they always carry those brands, like those really expensive Lolita brands.
Oh
They go
my
to
gosh.
PMX, yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting because I remember I at one point I was watching a lot of YouTube videos that were like Lolita dresses and stuff. Oh my gosh. So many Lolita dress brands. They're super expensive, but they look so gorgeous.
Yeah, they're like, just imagine like a blouse you see, it's 100. Like one article of clothing is usually 100 plus
Oh
from those
yeah.
brands.
For anyone who's like interested in Lolita, like it, it's an expensive hobby, I'd say, or expensive for fashion, or either or. I know that
There's
there's some people who
a
wear like Lolita like every single day.
Hmm. Well, when we were in Harajuku, there was a few people I saw in not like full on like dresses, but goth lolly stuff like all over. Or
yeah.
what's the one where it's like bubble gum, like what's it called? Bubblegum
Oh,
Lolita.
well
Candy
that's the
Gyaru.
thing.
I don't know.
There's
There's
so
so
many
many,
types.
yeah, there's so many like sub genres or subcategories of Lolita. Because I guess like, well,
Mm.
Gothic Loli being one, and then
Hmm.
Oh, I'll look.
pastel, and oh gosh, there's way too many.
So
Like,
I saw a couple people walking around in like really pink frilly stuff with like candy ice cream like
Oh,
styled stuff like all over. So I assume that's what I was looking at.
that's true
oh,
because they always stick with like a theme, right?
Yeah.
Like some people stick with like teddy bears or like pancakes or
Hmm.
stuff like that. Yeah, so they all have like a theme, like even with their jewelry and stuff too.
oh, yeah. I just Wikipedia'd, but I think the main ones are Gothic, Sweet, Classic, Girl, Casual, Aero, Punk.
Oh,
and
it
like
might have been
the
sweet.
cheap-how type.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
sweet
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 then.
is popular. Sweet and classic is and gothic are probably the more common ones.
Oh, that's so cool. Like, imagine looking like cool every single day.
It must be a pain in the ass, though.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to keep that stuff like clean and like just trying to get it on all the time. It's like frills all over the place. Oh God.
Like the day you eat hot pot, your whole outfit destroyed. Like
Oh
spicy
no.
soup.
Oh no. I'm just
One on
imagining.
one.
I'm imagining some gothic loli or just a Lolita tea party, and then it turns into a
No.
disaster.
Oh no. I would be sad.
Oh, hello,
Mhm.
Arrow Lolita. What? Edo
Oh,
Lolita. What is
I
this?
think I think Crunch found what he likes
Probably more
here.
boobs.
Oh, it is.
Oh.
That's exactly what it is. It's booby Lolita.
Booba Lolita.
Yeah. Instead of that piece of fabric going over their boobs, they don't have that fabric there, you know.
Yeah, they're all about the boob windows.
Wouldn't that be more kind of like tavern woman, maybe? Or I don't know.
Tavern wench Lolita.
Like,
Oh man. So okay, so you went to PMX, which yeah, I was looking at their website. It doesn't seem to be like a normal like anime convention that you would normally see. There's like a lot of like really different things going on. There's like a bunch of industry stuff, but then you have like a bunch of musical guests. You have animators, not necessarily like voice actors, but like animators,
Ooh.
choreographers for like
Oh.
dance
What the fuck?
groups. Like there's like a whole bunch of different stuff. It's kind of cool looking.
oh, that's so
Yeah.
fascinating. Oh my gosh.
See, my like experience from PMX isn't like super cool. Only cause like I didn't make that much money, so I'm just like, oh fuck that con. But you guys are like, whoa, this is good, nice.
It's good to know the ones that you make a lot of money on as a vendor or artist. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What was your first convention, Tane?
Well, I guess my first one was the one that's in our town. I'd never been to like I guess like well when I was younger, like a super big anime convention. But I would say like so the one that we had in our town, it was very nice and it was like I don't know I'm trying to think of like how to say it.
Oh, you could
Mod
talk.
modest size or
You could talk about the name and stuff. It's okay.
oh okay. So it was called Ketacon. So Kita being like north because we're in the north of Canada. And it was very nice. It was really cool to dress up. Just because for cosplay and everything, it's like Halloween at like a separate time of year. And then you get to dress up with like everyone else and then the regular hotel people are like, why are all these like nerds dressing up?
Oh my god, it's so bad. Like it well, I'll just add in something. Like
Mhm.
cosplay is like you dress up, but I feel like from where I am, California, because anime has been it's like slowly growing more and more. It just like I feel like whenever we go to little Tokyo, it's basically like in LA. There's like a little Tokyo area. Like I feel like every time I go, there's people in cosplay now. Every day is Halloween for them, you know.
Aw, I feel like I'm so happy for them that they get to like do that all the time because dressing up is really fun. You get to kind of like some people like to embody like the character themselves too. Some people like to role play that way. Or even just like I don't know, getting like your makeup on, getting a wig on. It's like a fun process. I mean, having wig hair at the end of the day is not fun because your head is like throbbing.
Yeah.
hmm But it is fun. I really enjoyed going to like the anime watch rooms. I think it's fun going to the viewing rooms to see like what is new happening. Seeing like vendors and artists like share their like well sell their stuff like share their stuff with everyone. It's really cool to see what people have to offer. And I think my favorite part though when it comes to anime conventions in general though panels because I love learning about things. And even like when it comes to fan panels, it's fun to like get into banter and fan discussions.
Whoa. Man, that's like it's so cool to hear that perspective in a way because I've been always doing artist alley. I think I've only been attendee maybe like 4-ish years, and then after that I just drew. So it's really different experience. Like for me, I don't like going to panels too much because the line is really long, especially for Anime Expo. It's like the bigger the cons, those lines get really crazy, and I
Yeah.
just go in my sewing corner.
That's true because every time I hear that somebody goes to like Anime North, they always say it's like line convention because like you can't even get into the panels, and I'm like, oh, but that would be so sad to wait like so long in line and not even be able to like get into the panel.
Oh, that's Anime Expo now, kind of. It's there's so over the years, a lot of conventions are coming up with premiere badges. So there's the regular attendee badges, and then now there's premiere badges, and they're like 200 or like 500. But I think last year when not last year, but the last time AX happened, I had a few friends that line up for a panel and they got in, but then last minute these premiere badges people came and like they complained so much that staff just kicked out my friends. So that might be coming in the few years.
Oh no.
no.
Yeah.
Oh
It
no.
really sucks. Like imagine waiting like 3 hours for something and then just like these like people come in and just take your spot. Ah, it sucks.
Oh, that's kind of like really sucky if it's like last minute too, because they're probably thinking like, oh yeah, we can make it because you paid for the badge, right?
Yeah.
That's a really bad policy. So if anybody is not aware listening, I was the convention chair for Ketacon for how many years? 8 years?
It was like 8 or 9, something
Eight?
like that.
Something
Damn.
like that. But I learned a lot about convention running, just kind of doing it. I never went to a convention before I started convention chairing. So I had to learn a lot from other convention staff, but like a policy like that doesn't make any sense to me. If a badge holder has a special like VIP style badge, it would make more sense that like they would get first dibs in line, but being able to like show up late after the room's packed and then kick people out doesn't seem like a good idea, because it's just going to make other people angry, right?
I think the example I gave was like I'm pretty sure the staff that let that happen is probably like inexperienced too, because
Yeah.
Anime Expo is so big that a lot of the workers they don't have clear communication. You
Yeah.
know?
And
So it really sucks.
I mean, it's really hard to get volunteers with like convention experience just to begin. So I can
Mhm.
imagine it being
That's
a
true.
volunteer doing that. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
unfortunate though. That sucks if you ever get to a convention and get kicked out of something or whatever. Yeah. It's never a good thing. But yeah, so my first convention experience was actually hosting one. So I'm not going to talk about that right now, but I'm going to talk about my first convention. An afternoon at Anime North doesn't really count. So Icon, I guess, would be my first convention. That's a convention in Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's not like too big. I think at the time it was like 1,200 people or 1,500 people. But I had a good time. The dealer's room artist alley was, big enough for me to, waste all my money at. So that's what I cared about at the time.
I mean that's good though. If you waste all your money at like, at the dealer's room or in the artist room, then you had a good convention.
Mhm. I mean, like, it's that and panels. Those are the two most important things to me. Not necessarily like guests, unless they're like Japanese voice actors, because I don't listen to anything dubbed. But like panels, a good panel schedule like draws me to your convention. So I think that's my favorite part of cons, actually. And like fan panels especially. Like a good fan panel is just, I don't know. It's just fun to be around the same otaku, just talking shit about things.
Especially if it's like the hentai panel, the
Yeah.
yaoi panel, the yuri panels. Like you get to go to those 18 plus ones and then you're like, yeah, I'm 18 plus.
Yeah. Or like there was a panel at Icon that we both went to, Tane, that was a Japanese horror / monster panel where it was just
Girls?
no, not monster girls.
Monster Girls. Monster Girls.
Okay.
No, that was the panel earlier. That was the Dojin panel.
Okay.
No, it was like Japanese like folklore, legends, horror stories, like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a fun panel. I liked that one a lot. But yeah. Any other experiences that you guys want to talk about? I'm just trying to think.
I think the thing that was interesting, because I think that Icon was like my first like bigger convention too. So maybe like comparing like with like how many people and stuff, I was like, whoa, there's so many people here, and they all like the same stuff, and I was like all excited and everything, like while younger. And
Oh.
just yeah, it's really cool to see so many people like share the love for like what you love.
Looking back at it now, yeah, it was like, oh man, there's like 1,500 people here right now. And then comparing that to Comiket, where there's literally 100,000 people in the same like convention complex as you, it's
Yeah.
kind of
I
weird to
feel
think
like-
about.
I feel like every single time we went to a convention, it was just like more people. Because I can't remember what the attendance was at OtaFest, but I know it was bigger than Icon. So,
Mhm.
so I was like,
It's-
oh, more people, kind of like getting used to going to bigger conventions over time.
I feel like for me, because I go to Anime Expo, it's basically like one of the biggest. So I've always seen like a lot of people in one area at once. So if I
Mhm.
go to a normal-ish con, like I'm always like, man, there's no lines. This is crazy. But I've definitely seen over the years that all these there's more weebs now, right? All those zoomers into the Boruto, not Naruto. But
Boruto's dad.
oh yeah, yeah. I wish there was an anime about Boruto's dad.
My gosh, could you imagine? He sounds so cool.
Yeah, I know. I want to watch his Avengers. But yeah. Um. Oh, it was actually speaking of funny panels, I think one of the most memorable ones that I went to. This was like when I had more time. I actually helped out my friend who hosted like a voice acting with hentai panel at Anime Expo. That was
Whoa.
nice.
Oh my gosh. You get to like have all the yeah and everything.
Imagine walking by that
Yeah.
room while they're like screaming.
It's like the concept is he'll play like porn scenes, I guess, and then like volunteers in the room can voice it. But I remember this one time someone voiced it in French, and everyone's like, "Whoa, oi, oi," you know?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. In French, it would be like so different. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
So I guess we could move on. I guess this is kind of related, but have you ever seen somebody be gate kept out of like a fandom like anime or anything before? Or like have you been accused yourself of being a fake fan of anything?
I feel like when it comes to gatekeepers, they're always in like every single fandom, right? There's always like somebody who wants to test the knowledge of like someone that they're suspecting being a poser.
Hmm. I see that quite a bit at anime conventions and panels, especially. So I'm wondering if you've seen any of that kind of shenanigans happening.
I think if you're a gamer, you will experience it, right? Because there's those tryhards that try too hard, and then they just don't want all those scrubby people to get better, so they're just always good, right?
Mhm. That's true. That's true. I see a lot of people, especially like back when I first started playing video games, and unfortunately this happened to women more, but like, or are you a true gamer? What do you play? Do you just play Call of Duty, or are you playing like some hardcore shit? Like Mass Effect. You know, that kind of
What?
shit.
That's like two different games. One's like co-op, one's single player.
I know,
right?
but like
Yeah.
you just playing NFL and NHL, or are you playing actual
oh.
games? You like people always had like this metric that they were going off of.
That's true. You know what's the funny thing? I find like the script is kind of reversed now. Because I saw that there was like a meme where it was like for girl gamers, it's like, oh, he's a guy gamer. All he plays is like Call of Duty and like or like he doesn't even play Animal Crossing.
Oh shit! The times have changed.
He
Yeah.
doesn't even have his own island. What a noob.
Oh my god, doesn't even take care of his island.
Didn't even expand his house the whole way. What a scrub.
Dude
Oh my
doesn't even have a
God.
Tamagotchi. What is his life?
But I guess that always happens because I guess even for anime too, people would be like, "Oh, are you a manga reader or are you an anime watcher?" Or like people are always getting like elitist over like what is like the
Oh,
superior form.
there's there's a lot of like manga elitists for sure, but I think like that happens also because sometimes the anime does derail from the manga, so I think it makes those people mad. But sometimes like when you're just talking about like I always, I experienced this with like academia because obviously the anime is still ongoing, but the manga is really far, and then there's always people that's like, oh, just watch it, just watch the shonen. But I'm just like, oh, I wanna read it, or just enjoy for yourself.
That's kind of like the whole conflict, right? Because it's like once you stop watching the anime or they get so far, it's like, well, I want to know more. And then you go seek out the manga. And then it's like, then you get to enjoy that story that's like so much further.
Yeah.
I guess maybe, well, maybe not as recent, but Demon Slayer, because like when Demon
Hmm.
Slayer, like the first season finished, I was like, okay, I need to read the manga. I need to know like what the heck is like going to happen. And oh boy.
Um,
Yeah.
I think another example of that is the manga readers for ReZero, or like the light novel readers, I guess, being like, "Oh, they don't know what happens. What happens to Rem? Lol, anime watchers don't know."
Oh,
Oh, like that kind of thing
yeah.
Yeah,
too, where they're just like, yeah, oh, well, only we know like that one
yeah.
thing, which is like, I guess it's fair, but don't ruin it for the anime people. Actually, well, I guess here was the funny thing about the Demon Slayer fandom, because people knew what was going to happen in the manga. Lots of people were cosplaying characters like ahead of time. So some people were like, "Oh no, but don't ruin it for the anime watchers." But it's like, but there was characters that came in later.
Oh God,
Oh, I know
I
what you're
just
talking about, yeah.
I just thought about this. I can't even imagine what it's like for some cosplayers who are cosplaying characters from things that they haven't like watched. I wonder how often they get like called out for that shit.
Oh, that was actually something
Oh.
that I wanted to bring up because, okay, Emu, here's something funny because I know you play FGO, like for Fate Grand Order.
Uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
remember there was a cosplayer that got a lot of flack because she said she was going to be cosplaying like Musashi, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, I'm cosplaying Miyamoto. And everyone's like,
What?
so you're cosplaying Musashi then? And she was
Mm.
like, I'm cosplaying Miyamoto.
Oh, that's so sad.
And it was like, oh, because it was, and then they were trying to like prove super hard that they were like purchasing so much like FGO merch and stuff. And people were like,
Uh,
and then the fandom was just like, no.
Oh
oh
God.
God. That's
So it was kind of
weird.
like they kind of dug a hole for themselves. But at the same time, like, I don't know. That's the thing. People are allowed to cosplay what they, I don't know, don't engage in too, I guess. Like if they like how the character looks.
I think that like yeah, Tani brought up a really good point because I think like cosplay is definitely sometimes it's like you're living, right? It's not like you can watch all these shows. So I understand like, some people they have to make money, so they always like have to cosplay like the trend or the popular characters. So I'm pretty sure they get like those really try hard fans that like get mad at them, right?
I guess that's the thing because like when it came to like FGO, I know it's still like a very big fandom, but it was like very big, maybe more so big like a year or so ago.
Mm.
And I know like everyone was like maybe like cosplaying like Kantai collection or other things like whatever
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
maybe I'm trying to think of like I guess like Love
Like Darling in the
Live and
Franks, like Zero Two. It was very
yeah.
popular in my area. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to think of like anything that was like super big at that time and then people maybe most likely cosplaying it just because like they could, maybe because the character design was easier or maybe
Mm-hmm.
just because it was popular.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the other thing too with this also applies to artists, I think, a bit, but people speculate what's going to be a popular show before it even comes out.
That's
S-
true. Sorry, I just wanted to say because like My Hero Academia and like people having to draw every single character or
mhm.
something for posters or keychains, right?
Yeah, so like they haven't even nobody's seen the show, but they're already making costumes or like fan art of certain characters because they think it's going to be popular. So like I don't know, are they fake fans for doing that, or are they just trying to, I don't know, make a living, I guess. trying to predict what's gonna sell.
I think that's a little try hard if you're
Yeah.
like pre drawing the fan art before it comes out.
Man,
I think that's a little try hard.
People do it though. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Like a show will drop and like the minute it drops, they're like, "Oh, here's like 5 pieces of art."
Yeah, it's like that. You know, it's like that for a FGO, but I'm pretty sure the Japanese people actually draw it. But whenever a new servant comes out, like there's already like fan art within the hour.
That's true. I guess it's like also the same with like Genshin too, because it's like whenever there's a new character or like I'm trying to think of like for the horse girls, like
Yeah,
because
Oma Musume.
yeah, because like everyone's drawing the horse girls. I whenever something is popular, like people will get on the art trend because that's what's trending, right?
I've got to say that I've gate kept a little bit. I think in my anime name that tune convention career.
Oh, crunch.
Just
What would you do?
well, so we used to do a lot of conventions like 4 or 5 years ago, and we would always go to the name that tune panels and just absolutely wreck in the trivia. And sometimes I feel like I gate kept a little bit because I would judge people that would like not know basic ass songs. So I feel like I maybe contributed a little bit to the gatekeeping in the community. Also, the Dojin panels, there would always be like the people who are like, yeah, you read Dojin, you read that Asanagi shit, you a real fan. You know, stuff like that.
I mean, it's true because like you have like the vanilla readers, and then you just want to be like, but I want to introduce you to our Lord and Savior Asanagi.
You know, when I think of vanilla readers, I just think about hentai NTR comments. Like those people that get like, oh, she cheated on him. How can she do that? Unfaithful bitch.
I always
God.
read the comments of like the really like effed up like NTR ones because like everybody's like, I was so sad, but I still finished kind of thing.
They still finished. They did their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the comments. Hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Oh, like sometimes I do that. Like when there are dojin that are like very messed up, and then there's people like discussing it in the comments, and they're like, "What just happened?" Especially like the girl ones, because like I find that I always maybe I try not to seek out those ones, but it happens though.
So picture this, you're walking into your, favorite, nerd game store or something, and you're looking to pick up, some card packs for Pokemon. You're going to build yourself a nice new deck, or maybe you want a new Charizard. And the store clerk tells you, no, you can't have it. You have to answer this Pokemon quiz first. That's what's happening right now in Japan to combat scalpers. And I thought that would be an interesting thing to talk about.
I think that's really funny because they're actually wondering like who's the true fan and who's not the scalper, right?
Mhm.
Oh, that's so funny.
Whoa.
So
Wait, so let me get this. Like, scalping is bad everywhere then? Like not just USA. I guess Japan is like there's scalpers a lot too.
I guess so. I thought it was more of a North American thing that was
Yeah, me
happening,
too.
but like apparently in Japan. So there's some major like department stores and stuff that have, instead of just letting people buy card packs, they will give you like 4 Pokemon cards without the names, and you have to name the Pokemon cards. And if you can't do it, they won't sell you the pack. The other option is to bring in a deck of recent Pokemon that you've been playing. So like
That's interesting because it's showing that you're actually playing the
Mhm.
game.
I mean, that doesn't stop
Oh.
people from scalping who already play the game, but I guess it stops people who are like legit just trying to do it to make money. So I guess that's
Yeah.
good.
So here's the thing that I kind of wonder about. What if you're a mom who wants to buy it for your kid?
You're screwed, I guess. There's
You have
no
to
way.
bring your kid.
Yeah,
You have to webcam the kid and be like, answer these questions for me, son.
get your kid to
Yes.
bring in their Pokemon card collection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that would make sense to be like, honey, you play this game, right? But here's the thing too. What if you're a new fan, or like, what if you are a kid who wants to get into it? Guess that's the other. Would you have to have a friend that vouches for you?
I guess so. You'd have to bring, your friend along and be like, yeah, he wants to be a new trainer. He's the newest Pokemon master. We got to get him in.
Oh my gosh. Um, but yeah, I guess I think okay, I was reading something about that too. They were also taking the shrink wrap off like the packs or like the boxes too.
Mhm.
So they couldn't like I guess sell them to be perfect, right?
Yeah. Because a lot of the times the value goes down if it's not still like factory sealed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it helps to combat the scalpers a bit. But like this is a problem basically in like every limited supply fandom right now. Like I've been reading about people going into Target or Walmart and on the day of restock just buying like entire racks of like sports cards. And like I don't keep up with sports or anything, and I didn't know this was a problem, but apparently there's like a huge sports card market even for like the new cards. I thought it was like only collectibles, but like people are snatching up like boxes and boxes of sports cards, video cards. I mean, that's a big deal right now because like nobody could buy one. It's all scalpers just buying them. So like I guess this would be a good way to stop people. Like, yeah, bro, you want to buy that new video card? Yeah, let me see your Steam library.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? Oh, this guy's not a gamer.
oh my god, let me do that PC run. Let me check the specs of all those games. You only play Minecraft, not selling you this 38 and 70.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, could you imagine though if I don't think that would happen for gotcha games. They just want your money.
Well, that's the thing. Gotcha games don't have a limited supply, right? So they could just sell you whatever they just want your money. You want that PNG, you spend that money.
True. I guess that's kind of funny, like when it comes to Pokemon cards though, because everybody is like reselling them, trying to grade them, get that PSA 10 or like whatever it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
There any other like things that you could think of that would be helped by like anti-scalping measures? Like what other
I can't think about anything at this moment. Although I just had a very funny thought because like if it was Dojin, just to be like, are you an actual Asanagi fan?
Yeah, bro, I would recite to you all the lines. You ready? 26 Victim Girls series. Let's go.
Tell me what
17
happened.
Garekis.
What happened in this panel on this page?
I'll know. You can test me.
But I guess for like any other ways to not get scalpers to do that, I guess it's hard because it's like I guess with capitalism, you just wanna take their money. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, capitalism also doesn't like pissed off fans, right? Because they might not come back to buy your next product. But I don't know. I don't know if there's many other ways to stop scalpers. I think unfortunately we're just in the age of people being able to like mass buy shit online and like rescalp it for like 3 times the price. It sucks, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's very difficult because like I go to this one pretty popular convention and it's always at like a really nice hotel and people there's scalpers that like bought out like blocks of these hotel rooms and like sold it on Reddit this one year. Like people were really mad, but I feel like a lot of places do try to put in like precaution, but people always just find ways around it. I feel like
Yeah.
and like I was playing Animal Crossing when it was super popular during COVID, and man, I actually bought those amiibo cards when they were going up in price,
Oh yeah,
and
you
like it
did.
was
You
so
did.
crazy, cause yeah, like I have my mom Matcha, she collected like the amiibo cards for like a long time, so she actually had some packs that like for retail, I think they were around like $5 to $8, right? And then when Animal Crossing hit and when everyone was trying to get like the villagers so you could just scan. The packs went to like $25 for one pack, and like I bought 4 packs for like $80, and that was cheap.
Oof.
And it went up to like
Oh my god.
150 at one point, but I think it all went down. But yeah, it was a really crazy time.
I mean, I don't want to say it. Well, I'll say it. We sold a lot of Animal Crossing cards
Oh,
at that time.
bro. No,
Well,
that's
here's the
good.
thing though, like because I think it was like, well, it was when the 3DS had New Leaf. I used a lot of them at the time,
Oh
and
my
then
god.
yeah, and then when the Switch one came out, I was like, oh, I can like use them. And then I started buying more in town, but then I realized I had some like duplicates, so I'm like, well, I could just sell the duplicates. But I realized, I think it was Marshall, like the little squirrel, he was like $200, and everyone was going
Anka,
crazy. Yeah,
View,
Anka.
Man, we were
Um,
all
selling
those.
we were selling like all these cards for like 30, 40, $50. I was like, you know what? They're like little plasticky cards, like just sell them. Who cares?
I just remember it was the cat one, the Ikemen cat that everyone wanted, and I can't remember his name right now.
Is it the Bob? Purple one?
Not the purple one. I think he was like black and he had like a little like blonde hair on top.
Oh god,
y-
escaping me.
I
There's like
just
300
remember.
plus villagers.
Yeah, I know. And everyone wanted that cat because people would even go to people's villages to be like, you could see him.
Raymond, you're talking about Raymond.
Raymond, yeah.
Raymond.
Oh
god,
that's
Raymond.
who it was. Raymond.
Raymond and Judy. Oh
Yeah.
god.
People actually.
Dude,
Oh,
it was so crazy. There's actually a website called like Amazon Nook, and like I was trying to get a Raymond back then too. People would get him for like 100 million bells or like 100 Nook tickets. It was crazy.
it was just so crazy. I remember people taking screenshots and being like, you can look at him, but you cannot touch him, and people would like box him in his own home.
Yeah.
Pay me $5 to look.
No, I think
my-
people box him so they don't want like other visitors to try to talk to
Hmm.
Raymond and convince them to move.
It was that bad, huh?
They were
Yeah,
keeping
it
him
was-
hostage in his own home. Like that poor cat.
To make him wear a maid outfit too at the same time, right?
Oh, that's true, because you have to put the maid outfit on like the guy characters.
Yeah.
Put the maid outfit on. Put it on.
It's like the cutest, chillest game, but you're like human trafficking all these villagers.
Oh my, that's true.
Oh my god.
Their value is only their popularity on the chart.
Nook, what have you done? Isabel, what have you contributed to for our town?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, and
Good time.
so there's one other thing I wanted to talk about this podcast, and it's a little bit of a tangent, but there was a panty thief in Japan who was caught recently, and he was caught with over 700 pieces of underwear. I first saw this on Twitter a few days ago, and the police had lined like a gym floor with like a tarp and put every single piece that he stole on there, and it's just ridiculous. So I thought we could talk about this for a little bit.
Oh yeah. So the funny thing is, when you linked that article, I was like, oh my god, when you see 700 pieces of underwear displayed on the floor, like just it's a lot. I think they said he got caught after like 6 pieces of stealing the same girl's underwear, because he kept stealing from like the same Target, and that's how he got caught.
Yeah, so apparently
Oh
this
my
dude
God.
would go around to like laundromats, coin laundries, and just like when nobody was looking, because a lot of the time
Oh,
you're not paying attention, you go out and like go to the corner store while your load's going through, right? So he would wait until they left to go do something, steal their underwear, and like leave. But it's modern society, like there's cameras everywhere, dude. You were gonna get caught eventually.
Oh my god.
oh.
It just makes me think of Shimoneta with like a guy with like the panties like on his head or like on his face.
Yeah.
Or Sora no Otoshimono with the panty flying ending.
Oh,
Do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, or what was it? Heaven's Lost Property, I guess, for the English title. Yeah, all the flying panties. guy obsessed with panties. I don't know if, well, I guess it clearly happened recently, but I don't know if that's such like a thing that's recent in anime. I don't know. Are there still people who are like obsessed with panties? I don't know.
I don't know. I wanted to talk about like it, this seems like such a weird fetish to have. Like it's just inanimate. Like I understand like it was once on somebody, but like once it's in the washing machine, like it's clean again. So
That's true.
I just don't understand it.
Like I'm assuming people steal it because they want the smell, right? Like they want the nicely fresh worn. But I yeah, if you steal it from laundromat, the scent is like hardly there. You just smell laundry.
Exactly.
It's so funny because like I'm also thinking about that. You would probably want to have it for the smell. I guess we're all just
Yeah.
thinking because of the
They-
smell. Like
They should steal at the onsen or something.
Because
like you need more fresh material.
Because what's the difference of like you could just go buy some? Why do you have to steal it? Is it the thrill? You get that like dopamine
Probably
from
thrill.
like stealing it, or
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know if it's as much of like a sexual thrill for him, but more like the thrill of just stealing something.
being like a klepto or something?
Yeah,
just like well, because I guess that's the other thing too. Well, I guess you said he stole it from mostly from laundromats, but because people hang dry their laundry there, I thought he would like steal them from like people hang drying it.
Yeah, that's the other thing is a lot of people hang dry in Japan. So I would have thought that's where he got most of it, but no, he staked out laundromats apparently. I just like this one comment somebody left. To us, he had too many. To him, he probably had too few.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I think there was one of the other comments too that someone was just like, that poor person or those poor people, they have to like spend more money to replace their underwear.
Mm-hmm. So what do they do with them after like? Because this isn't the first time this has happened, obviously. But like, where do all those underwear go now? Do they just get incinerated? Like, what happens? Seems like a waste.
Well, okay,
The police gets them in fabs.
Oh.
They take possession of the underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that no, they get to do what they want to do.
I don't know. Host like an online live stream, like bury underwear or burn it.
But I guess that's the other thing too. Like, he had so much. Where would he keep it? Do you think he kept them organized? Maybe like had them in folders and like categorized it by color or
That's creepy.
or maybe materials.
No, he sorts it by scent. He'll be like, this one smells sour. I'll put this next to the sour smelling underwear. The sweet ones go here.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
I can't imagine somebody who steals over 700 pairs of underwear has a system. I think he just kind of like throws them on the ground and like lays in them, you know, just kind of like makes a snow
like
angel
snow
in the
angel.
Yeah.
Makes a
But
snow
panty
angel. Oh my gosh. Just rolling around, having a good little tossle, just enjoying himself.
I think I'm gonna retweet this on the podcast Twitter account just so people can understand the scope of how much underwear he's stolen.
Yeah, you should.
I think it'd be interesting for
do
people
it.
to see. So I think that's a good place to stop though. That was a fun episode.
Comment down below for how many panties you can steal.
How about stuff in your mouth?
We do not endorse stealing panties.
Okay.
Okay. Never mind.
Just so people know.
Or I guess maybe even comment down below whichever anime convention was your first convention, or maybe a convention you would like to go to.
Yeah, like
yeah.
what do you guys go to cons for? Like, what do you buy or do? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, reply down below. We'll post a comment. And yeah, I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a good time. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next time.